Welcome to the Pixel Scouters podcast, where we speak with gaming content creators, esports enthusiasts, and industry experts to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the gaming industry, so that you can learn to build and engage with your own community, produce top-tier gaming content, and carve out a career in the gaming industry.
Welcome to another episode of Pixel Scouters. I'm your host, Pat O'Reilly, alongside Rob Green. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing well, Patty. Good to see you once again.
Yeah, good to see you too. You might be listening to this weeks apart, but we're doing these pods back to back, two nights in a row. Tonight we have a very special guest, Danica Rockwood. How are you doing, Danica?
I'm doing okay. Just okay.
Just okay. Lowballing us with the okay.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't want to. No promises.
By the time this podcast is halfway through, you'll be doing excellent. We're gonna do a mid-pod check-in with you, and okay. my prediction is that you will be going from okay to good to great to excellent.
Hell yeah!
And the best part is, if we don't like your answer, we'll just have our editor grab parts other times where you said good and great.
Yeah.
Shove that in.
Now I really want to do that. Now I want to see. Yeah, I want to see what your editor just like puts it.
I'm feeling.
So for people who may not know you by name, Danica, like how would you describe yourself in the video game and cosplay industry? Like, you know, what if you had to just say your own bio? I'm just going to make you introduce yourself.
Facial expressions for the home listener.
I have no idea. I think that like I fell into the cosplay world by accident, so I am more of someone that's like against the classic gamer TM, like RGB lighting, or if you're not into RGB cave stuff, you're into like pink kawaii setups. Like I'm neither a weeb and I'm neither a gamer TM. I'm kind of like in the middle. Okay. I wouldn't really know what to say. I'm not on either spectrum. I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm fucking weird. And
legit.
I
love that.
I know memes. That's it. Like I'm just
the meme queen. A shitlord.
Shitlord. Yes.
All right. This is
shitlord TM.
Yeah.
Shitlord.
Nice.
This is the best style.
I do want to call out one thing. You're under no RGB, but I do see the nano leaf behind you.
Yeah, isn't that fucking gamer TM?
Yeah, that's gamer TM. And then underneath the nano leaf, what's that? Like, is that a little RGB?
Oh,
no, those are hue lights. I can make them any color except for red, green, or blue. Like, I can do whatever.
What lights are they? What are they called?
You see, this is a wood desk, not a glass one, to have the LEDs shine out like I'm in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? And yeah, I can't show you, but my computer tower is not on top of my desk, taking up space, and nor does it light up in crazy colors.
How is your cable management, though?
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm looking at right now behind my computer is like my camera, and I have a lighting box, and there's just cables fucking everywhere, and it gives me anxiety.
Immaculate. Immaculate cable management. I can show you right now.
I appreciate good cable management. I really do. I just like
porn.
Throw that up there. It just looks like blurry. Oh yeah, so I can kind of see it.
There's no wires on the ground.
You could put that under like cable management porn. That's
no, immaculate. I'm so glad you asked. I worked really hard on it.
And who's this little guy?
This is Merlin. He is a trash boy. I love him. We got him from a homeless man.
Tell him the story. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Last year, I went to the pet store to get some food for my cat, and I was overwhelmed because he needed to have like some specific food because his kidney levels were like up by 1 decimal point, and the vet was like, we need to change his diet. So she gave me some weird specifics for his like macros, and I was like reading the back of the bag trying to figure out which one was the right one. And this woman came over to me and my boyfriend and was like, do you want this cat? Like she just said that as I'm like reading the back of that.
Y'all
and I was
want this cat?
I was like, no. And she's like, well, this homeless man came into the pet store and had him in a bag and was trying to sell him to the pet store, thinking he could like get money from him. And this woman intercepted.
That's how it works.
Yeah, this woman intercepted the kitten, and was trying to like desperately find someone to grab him and take him. And then she was like, I don't think the shelter will take him because they'll probably kill him, because she thinks that our county is a kill shelter and we don't do that. I used to work for the Humane Society. And so I was like, that's not how it works, but okay. And she was like, I'm just going to go toss him back in the parking lot if nobody wants him. And I was like, Jesus Christ, woman. And I took him. And then he's too stupid to go to the barn that he was supposed to go live in. It was like a really fancy barn. It's not like everyone imagines like barns as lean-tos. All right, dude. Go through the tripod. Yeah, he's
being a typical cat.
Yeah,
he's
very nice.
weird. And so so we took him, and then we realized he's too stupid to fend for himself outside, and we kept him, and now he is just
Trash
everywhere. We call him Trash Boy.
Yeah,
it's the best thing I've ever gotten for free. What's the best thing you guys have gotten for free?
There's a barrel up there behind me. Here. This barrel.
Free,
and it looks like a little mini like whiskey keg or something.
Is that like a really cool ass bar?
So Pat,
that's exactly what it is.
So
I like the vibe in that room,
dude. So Pat built that bar and everything on it, and it has its own beer tap keg draft puller. What's it called?
That's amazing.
That's the official name, beer draft keg puller.
I'm impressed. That's so.
Yeah,
cool.
That's what I said. Tap keg draft. He like drilled a hole. He's got like a mini fridge. There's a mini fridge. You drilled a hole in the mini fridge to run the right.
Yeah, I'd use a drill with that circular drill saw thing at just the right spot. I went in on the inside and I was like, all right, here's all the important wires and coolant things that I'm going to avoid. And then like I think what I did was I put one hand here and I like did the whole reach around. I was like, there, that's where we're gonna do.
So,
dude, that's really cool though. I like it. I like your setup.
So Patty and I have been buds.
Hold on, both of these barrels, can't really see them.
Yeah, I can see them.
They were free. Somebody was trying to sell them. They had like their like blanket in the park with like. Honestly, I feel like they had a bunch of CDs in cases. I was like.
Dude, that could have been Banksy.
Did I fucking go through a time machine when who can you even play these? But I was like, I saw the barrels and I was like, those are sick. I don't have time for this. If barrels are still, I didn't say this to him, I said this in my head. If the barrels are still here, when I come back from all my shit, I'll buy them. But when I came back from all my shit, everything else is gone. He'd taken this tablecloth. There was like pieces of like, it looked like he'd stepped on one of the CD cases. There was like CD case just like all over the ground. And then, and the two barrels. So again, I was like, oh my God. But I was like, maybe he just took everything in one trip and he was going to get those and come back for them. So I gave him like 10 more minutes. And then I was like, these barrels are mine. These are my barrels, one on each shoulder.
Sold them?
Well, they were abandoned.
Okay.
Patrick.
Just like that cat was being abandoned.
Yeah, I mean, we paid for his vet bills, so he technically wasn't free, but like, he was free.
Hello, FBI? Please knock down Pat's door.
My bills. I will die to protect them.
What about you, Rob? What was the best thing you got for free?
Yeah, the best thing I ever got for free. It's a long story, but I will sum it up. There's an amazing Toronto artist named Richard Annert, and I love his work. And I was just getting into art at the time, and I came across this one piece, and I'd probably at the time seen thousands of pieces of artwork. And this one specific piece I just fell in love with. So I messaged the artist, Richard, who's now a friend of mine, and just asked if it's still available, how much it was, all this fun stuff. We go back and forth. A bunch of things transpire. Eventually, he gives me, he had sold the original, but he had one personal copy of the print for himself. And he ended up gifting me that print and wrote a really nice note, which I've still got framed and hung up in my living room. And it's probably the most meaningful object.
The fox?
Yeah, the fox. It's probably the most meaningful object and then the coolest gift I've ever had for free as well. Yeah,
it's actually awesome.
Yeah
that's freaking cool.
Yeah, so all right, enough about us and free stuff. I want to hear about 8 years ago, you started building a career for yourself in, how would you describe your career? Is it like modeling, cosplay, like, content creation?
You're literally reading her Twitter bio right now.
The Pixel Scouters podcast is powered by FanFit Gaming. FanFit Gaming makes gifts gamers love. Whether you're a casual gamer or an esports competitor, FanFit Gaming has an incredible selection of the coolest and most unique gifts for gamers that will make your jaw drop. Head over to fanfitgaming.com and use code PixelScouters for 10% off your first order. What should I describe your career as, and how did you get started with it?
It was a complete accident. I didn't aim for that at all. I never would have aimed for this. I was doing burlesque for a while for fun. My friends, they were all doing burlesque, and they made a burlesque troupe, and I was in it.
Cool.
And then they were like, hey, y'all are just gonna make Facebook pages so we don't have to, like, if we have people who like our work, they can just go there instead of using our personal names. And so I made a fake stage name, Dahlia Thomas, and I performed burlesque under that name, and I just made the Facebook page just because I did. And then a couple of months later, my boyfriend was like, hey, I'm going to go to a convention because I'm a nerd. And he used to dress up like the 12th Doctor from Doctor Who.
Cool.
David Tennant. And so he's like, I'm going to dress up like the Doctor if you want to come with me. And if you want to dress up, that's cool too. And I really like Dragon Age.
Great impression of him. Spot on.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it sounds like. And so he was like, hey, if you wanna like come in, I'm going to dress up if you don't want to. And so I was like, fucking, I like Morrigan from Dragon Age Origins. I'll just dress up like her. And so I made the shittiest version of her outfit. Stuff was duct taped to me. Like, I had no idea how to make a damn thing. And I wore the outfit to a convention. And then this one person took a photo of me, and they really liked my outfit, and that they posted it on Reddit. And when it was on Reddit, it did really well. And then the devs from Dragon Age were like, oh my god, who is this person? Which is garbage, because this outfit was garbage. And so it doesn't matter. I didn't even wear a wig. Like, I look like a fucking idiot. And then they were like, we love this. And so they kept asking around or who I was. And then when they figured it out, I got an email from their community manager, and they were like, we want to start this thing called Morrigan Mondays, and we want to post you. And I was like, cool, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. And then they were like, all right, sweet. And so they posted my picture, but they didn't. So actually, let me take that back. It was like they had asked me, and that was cool. And then I was in college, and I was taking Florida Flora and Fauna because I was doing zoology, and I was taking this hard fucking course, really hard. Like, you actually didn't have any textbooks really, like we did, but we had like an Audubon book. It wasn't like a school textbook. And you would go out in the field with your instructor, and she'd be like, Rockwood, what is that plant? And she'd point at it in front of like all the other classmates, and you'd be like, shit, I don't know. And she'd be like, it's a sweet gum tree. What's a scientific name? Like, what's this?
What's the Latin name?
Pretty much. And so I would just be like, oh shit. So like I went in to the library to go study.
This would literally be my favorite class.
Yeah,
it was a fantastic class. Like, I loved it, but it was so hard because she would just. I never had a class where they're just like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is this? And you're like,
scientific names are like, they're brain breaking.
I don't know. I was just like, shit. A tree.
And
that was your final.
And your professor's like, you don't need a textbook. The world is your textbook.
Yeah.
Step outside.
It was so hard, but I found a way that I could study and learn and obtain that information by literally just sketching the tree and its ventral patterns with the leaves and everything.
Nice.
Cool.
So
That's awesome.
I was going to the library to go do that. I checked my phone because I was going to put it on Do Not Disturb mode, and it said, you have 738 notifications on Facebook. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I opened my Facebook, and I have 700 friend requests. And I was like, holy shit, I don't understand. And then I went and I saw that BioWare had posted my Morrigan cosplay. And there's comments of all different spectrums, but it was just like, she looks like a man, which is hilarious. And then they were like, wow, this is great. Where's her public page? And then the devs had messaged me, and they were like, hey, could you consider making a cosplay page. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And they're like,
they're just
well,
like pushing you into this.
Yeah, they were like, you should do that. And I was like, absolutely not.
And then they're like, we've already done it for you. Here's the password.
That close. So a couple of months later, I got another hit on my fucking page again. And then the devs wrote me again. They're like, we posted your Morrigan again. Because they had a different photo. And I was like, Jesus Christ, you guys. And they were like, you should make a page. And I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And then I have a Dragon Age tattoo on my ankle. And so when they found that out, they posted it, but they credited my burlesque page.
Because that's almost like passive aggressive on their end, hey? They're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck this bitch. She's not going to make a cosplay? All right, we'll credit her burlesque page. Let's see if she likes that.
So they did that.
Your
and
credit's going somewhere.
Yeah.
I had like 6,000 new followers or something because I was back before the algorithm was all shit and you only get like 200 out of anything. But it was wild. And so I was like, you know what? Fine. Fuck it. And like people were like, when are you gonna make your next cosplay? And I was like, I guess I'll make Basilisk Han from Knights of the Old Republic. And then I got posting progress photos, and everyone's like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, all right, cool. And so then
reluctant.
Then I was like, I don't know, I just don't want to disappoint anybody. And so I kept posting, like, I was like, maybe I should hire a photographer to take better photos. So I did, and then people were like, we want to buy your prints. Why do you have a print store? And I was like, fucking fine, I'll do that. And then,
shut up and take my money.
Literally, like, that's how I fell into this. Is everybody kept yelling at me, and I just did it, and then now I'm here.
That is the best origin story I've ever heard. Pat,
Yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah.
Like,
so good. Swatting people away.
I love
fine, you bastards. I'll do what you want.
Yeah, my favorite part about that origin story is just your categorization of the faceless, nameless internet throngs of people that are like, "What about your prints? Why don't you have a print store?"
Yes, prints.
Oh, they're like, well, where's your Patreon? Or they're like, well, where's your own?
Yes, start taking my money.
All right, hold on. I gotta grab this cat from swinging this plate around.
Oh, it's so good. I loved it when she was like being forced into it by the PR person, and
By
she
the
goes,
devs?
"Well, I'm not gonna do it." Like, just like,
Who are the devs?
I'm not gonna do it.
What's the company? That's the isn't it a Calgary studio that does Dragon Age Origins? They did Anthem too, right? What's their name?
Oh God, I don't even. I think they have one in. I thought they were in Vancouver. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Yeah, I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but I remember I was talking with them about Anthem, and I'm like so glad I didn't pull the trigger on that because obviously Anthem tanked.
What a waste of money that would have been, Rob.
Yeah, for sure.
You wouldn't have sold anything.
Yeah, it's the risk you take,
You
right?
still have a stack of boxes behind you of like Anthem gear.
Me? No.
Yeah,
I
you,
would
like,
still.
made it.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty wild. And like actually how I found out about you, Danica, was because of your activation with Gunner Optics and Ubisoft for Rainbow Six Siege.
That was very recent.
Yeah, so that, and like literally I think you posted that stuff, and a couple of days later, I probably reached out, or my assistant reached out and was like, yo, let's get you on the pod and talk about this. Because I think it's really cool that you just went from basically supporting your boyfriend, going to a convention and like playing Halloween a little bit, to, you know, doing activations with some of the world's like biggest gaming publishers that are out there. Like Ubisoft is no joke of a company.
Cool.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a great story.
That's crazy. I think it's hilarious because I'm on targeted Facebook ads for my friends. So now when they just start talking about glasses, they randomly just see me and they're like,
wearing
oh
the glasses.
Gunner Optics, yeah.
I haven't talked to Danica in a while. Oh my God, she's on my feet right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so like at what point would you say that you started generating revenue from this and seeing that this was like an actual way to make a full-time living? Was it a Patreon setup? Was it before that?
It was, I guess it could sound like jealousy, but it's not necessarily jealousy. But I saw a lot of other people in my industry that were doing similar stuff to what I was doing and like making crazy bank off of it. And I didn't think that they put even like the ounce of the effort that I was putting in, or some of the other people that I've seen put in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, back before, like when Patreon was just like, I think maybe like 2 other cosplayers had Patreon at the time, and I was just like, why are they getting their rent paid for by their fans when they like barely put in an inch of work, or they don't even like do leather work, or they don't even make their own stuff from scratch? Which, that sounds salty, but that's not where I'm coming from. I'm just more of like, how come they do this and it's just like it's so easy for them? And then my brain was like, you can do that too.
Just do, yeah. There's
And so,
nothing
but I
stopping
was like, you can do that too,
Mhm.
and you can even put forth even the same amount of effort, if not more. It's fine. And so, like, I wanted to do this Arkham Knight Batgirl outfit, like full armored thing. Didn't work out because the commissioner that I had hired, because that's above my skill set. So I when I hired him, like, he fucked me over with commission, but I ended up getting my money back, so it's okay. But the guy quoted me at like 6K for the armor, and I was like, well, I don't know how to make that happen. So I was like, I'll try to sell. I was like, I'll try to sell prints, and then I like busted my ass trying to sell prints, and then I got a portion of that money because I was paying him in installments, and then I realized, wait a minute, if I want to fund cool projects, I should just make a Patreon.
Right,
If I
and
wanna
get the
actually-
community to fund it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, like, my way of accidentally graduating into making this my full-time job was me just going, how do I make enough money so that I could just do really cool shit? That wasn't the intention. Wasn't profit. The intention was cool results out of your photos
Totally.
and your content, and not, okay, I'm gonna buy a really nice car.
Oh,
Like,
it's-
mine was just like, I want to do cool shit.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yes,
you
there was
were.
step 1, want to do cool shit. There's step 2 question mark. Step 3 profit. That one's not even there. It's just
Yeah, there's no profit, man. I do
Stay on
taxes,
step 1.
and I'm like,
Cool
where's the
shit.
profit? Man, I gotta buy my own health insurance. Oh god. Like,
But yeah, no, it sounds like your mentality was really more along the lines of generating value and quality content for
Yeah.
like, if there's only so much of a wallet out there of internet fans that would pay for this stuff, and what's available to them on the shelves is like, you know, old moldy lettuce, you're like, well, let's get some fresh produce in there and like make it
Yeah.
really appealing. Like, let's, you know,
yeah,
I kind of made a weird food analogy there, but I think you get it, right?
I get it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So, do you ask your patrons what they want to see you cosplay as? Is that sort of how this goes? Do you put it to them, or
We have in the past, but like some of them recommend like I do shit that I actually already have done, so then we just stopped. Because I'll be like, what do you want to see me do? And they'll be like, Faye Valentine. I'm like, I fucking did that in 2012. And then they're like, oh. So then they're like, what else do you want to see? They're like, Raven from Teen Titans. I'm like, I did that 6 times. And then they'll be like,
here's
okay.
all the photos?
Or then they'll do something asinine where they'll be like, Warhammer, fucking crazy bucket, stiletto, like shoe wearing person that's 14 feet tall. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I can, but I can't do that with the budget that y'all given me.
Right,
I can't
right.
Yeah.
make that happen for $800.
Here's a thought. I don't know if you've ever done this, considered this, or seen anyone else do it. I'm just throwing it out there. For such a an ambitious project like that, could this be like a Kickstarter realm where you say, I'll do this project and I'll partner with this person who's going to make the props, like one of our past guests, Married Makers, for example.
It's been done.
This has been done, yeah? This is the thing that happens sometimes?
I haven't done it, but it's been done. I don't know. Like, it for me, like when I first got into streaming, I was streaming off of a game console, which was like, my quality was so bad. Like, what I have now is night and day. Like, it's really bad. Like, I was streaming with a PlayStation camera. So it's garbage.
Nice.
And then I didn't understand, and I left Twitch because I was like, I'm going to make enough money to buy equipment for my stuff to level up. And then I left Twitch for 2 years, and then I came back and I got a PC. I got a job and I did all the shit because I didn't have the I don't know, I just didn't feel like asking my community to crowdfund it, and, like, part of me was just really hurt and even thinking that I could even, like, not taking advantage, but that's how I felt at the time. I was like, "No, no, no, we don't ask, we just do." And then now that I've learned more about the Twitch community and how things work, normally people crowdfund shit and they work together as a community, but I had no idea then. So, like, my brain wouldn't want to do that, and I'm not shitting on people who do that. It's just for me, I'm just like, "No," because that's a fun project
I
for
will
me.
make this
So,
myself.
yeah, which is like I know what I know now, but like at the same time, I'm like, well, I'll save up for it rather than kickstart it, unless I'm collaborating with a lot of companies and we're all agreeing to do something like fucking crazy, then
Yeah.
sure. But
Like
if it's just
super
me
over
on
the
my
top.
own, yeah, if it's me on my own, I'll just work in little tiny parts over a long period of time and just get it done after a while. But that's just how my stupid ass brain works.
So
Well, you've come a long way from the I'm not gonna do it to I'll do it myself. I'll do all.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't need any of your help. I'm gonna do it without you.
I've done a lot of growing from doing the online thing. Like my partner manager, she was like, "How'd you get started on Twitch?" I was like, "I did consoles, and then I stopped for 2 years because I wanted to buy a PC, so I saved up like $3,000 to get one." And she was like, "That's like not how."
That's the opposite of how you do.
She's like, "Danica, you like took 2 years. Like you could have did a donation goal." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
That is awesome. Yeah, but there's so much learning, right? Like if you don't know the ecosystem,
Yeah.
if you don't know the community, you have to learn somehow, some way. So how would you know unless you had like a mentor or something? And now it seems like, when I'm cruising around on your social medias, like all the different platforms and on your Twitch and on Patreon, like your Linktree, it seems like your ecosystem of how people can contribute has grown and expanded. So you've got Patreon, which people are buying. You're using mainly, if I'm not mistaken, people are buying mainly prints and sets, right?
Yeah, pretty much. There's a lot of stuff on there. We do like a mini podcast thing where between me and my photographer who have a Patreon together, like we'll do like a mini podcast where we talk about like subjects that people have been asking us to talk about, or we'll just go off and on our own tangent, and we film it in 4K video so people see it like super high quality, and we have our own inside jokes over there too, which is pretty great.
And that's part of you, like as a Patreon donator or subscriber, what's like the proper term? Patreon donor?
We just call them patrons.
Patron. Okay, thank you. So for like a patron, they get access to the podcast, like as part of being a member, essentially. And then, but you're also on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So you've evolved in having like this Twitch ecosystem where people are like donating bits, they're subscribing, they're doing all that stuff as well. And how does that different than your Patreon?
It doesn't. I mean, it does differ. Because they're getting that instant communication with me and the talking and stuff. The Patreon has its own exclusive content that we put out specifically for there. Like, for example, we did a bunch of dumb shit when we level up our equipment, like when David is able to buy some lighting equipment or something else to help like benefit our photographs. And like one time we had we got this new microphone and we wanted to show off how awesome it was. So we did a video where I just ate food into the microphone, and we were like, thanks. It was awful. I hated it. I hate ASMR.
I was just gonna say, I've seen some like ASMR stuff, and it's like I don't get it, but hey, man, whatever.
It was a weird dynamic because I hate it so much, but you could tell that I hated making the video. So like, I'm trying to keep it straight face,
which
and
is fun.
You can just see them coming out, and then tears are coming down my face as I'm just eating chips. But you can tell I'm just like, ugh. But then we also
hate
did
all of you.
we did this video when we finally got the ability to film in 4K. We did this video where I'm in slow-mo 4K getting hit in the face with food.
Nice. Classy.
And like I told David, I was like, I don't think Jell-O is going to be really hard to, and he swung back like a baseball pitcher and clocked me right in the fucking temple.
With like a big piece or like a bunch?
No, a whole Jell-O. Like he took the whole thing.
No.
And it sounded like Like it was hard, right in my fucking face. And yeah, we have slow-mo video of that. Like we do fuck around videos.
Yo, you have to send us that slow-mo video, by the way, so we can clip that. Just like you getting smashed, just that 5 seconds.
It hurt too. I'll find it. Just remind me, I'll find it. But yeah, we managed to do like weird, goofy videos. We do music videos. My boyfriend is a musician and he's in a band, and I also have access to a lot of musicians.
Cool.
And so like they have been doing we've been hiring them to do our music. And then we've been hiring them to do covers because of DMCAs. And what's really cool is I did this music video for Last of Us for in the trailer for Last of Us Part 2, Ellie is singing on the guitar.
Yeah.
And I can sing. Right. And so I was doing those parts, and John Gray, my boyfriend, was playing the guitar, even though I know how to play, but I'm not that great anymore. And so like we collaborate on doing projects like that. And unfortunately, since COVID happened, we had to like pull back on some of the coolest ideas we had, but now we have to like make it work by being like stuck in Florida. Like we were going to rent out all these studios in New York and do all this other kind of cool shit, but we can't do that right now. But yeah, we do a lot of exclusive stuff, and on Twitch it's more of like it's more of just me gaming and me hanging out with you. But on Patreon there's exclusives out there that go beyond just the classic sexy content. But unfortunately that's the one that gets everybody's attention the first time. So we can't just be like, hey guys, I make podcasts, and they're like, I don't give a fuck. So it's like, hey, we have to market.
We want to buy pranks.
Yeah, people go in there and they'll be like, I didn't know you did other stuff, and we do a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. You just like, so that's what I mean. It's like your entire ecosystem has evolved, and I like that you don't take yourself too seriously. Like you, in 4K,
will it up, right?
Yeah, shitlord it up. Will 4K slow-mo get hit in the face with Jell-O? Like that's jokes.
Yeah. I want to watch that. That's why I was like, who are you in the cosplay world? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna eat with hot dogs.
Well,
like, I don't...
So this is what's interesting to me, is because I know that a lot of like large publishers, so the just chatting section of Twitch, like me and Pat jokingly refer to it as like the thirst zone, right? There is like
we're not the only ones that call it that.
So it's
bring some water.
But there's also we spoke with Trent Murray yesterday, who's the senior writer for the Esports Observer. And I asked him about Just Chatting's place on Twitch, and he goes, you know what? It actually plays a really important role. There's a lot of people that are making really awesome content on Just Chatting. Outside of like the quote unquote traditional like sexy stuff, the thirst zone stuff. And I guess what really interested me about your activation with Ubisoft and Gunnar Optics was typically I don't see publishers or large companies activating with people that are doing exclusively like sexy content. They're and maybe I'm wrong in that because I'm not like looking too closely at it. Maybe you know of people that are activating that are doing exclusively that content. But clearly the publishers, I think, are looking for, and other large organizations and companies are looking for content that is like got mass market appeal. And that means that it can't be exclusively 18 plus. Because a lot of gamers are younger than 18, right?
I guess. I mean, there's kids that play Fortnite, but like...
Yeah. But I guess like my question is...
What about activating for games that are already 18 plus? That would be... You can only market those to a certain audience anyways, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I got contacted just like that the other day, which was weird.
Say that again, sorry?
I got contacted for a gig that was like similar to what you're talking about. There's like a game that we're like, we're a hentai game and we're 18 plus and we want you to do like sexy boudoir photo to promote our game. And I was like, that's a thing? I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know. I was like, what the?
Oh, your reactions are just the best part of this whole thing.
Yeah. So do you have any examples of activations that you want to emulate and like do again for yourself but take to the next level, similar to how you started, where you were able to see other people that are activating with brands and you were like, you know, oh, I could do this better? Is there anything like that you kind of want to do in the future?
Everything when it comes to working with another company of some sort has been just a really fun bonus. So like I've worked with Obsidian and I've worked with them on Pillars of Eternity. And when I got to work with Obsidian, I met the devs for like the whole freaking company, and they're great people, they're awesome people, and they're really fun to work with. And basically like how I got into doing what I'm doing with other gaming companies is I worked with this publisher, this indie game publisher, and they're my favorite people ever. The Versus Evil. They publish indie games, and they publish Pillars of Eternity and Banner Saga, and they do this.
I love both those games.
Nice.
Oh yeah, no, they are behind all of that, and they also do this game called First Class Trouble, which is basically an Among Us ripoff with better graphics, and you're in like in like a retro space kind of thing, and it's a third person perspective, so It's super funny. You can like throw bottles at each other and smack each other in the head. Nice. It's so good. But anyway, I worked with them, and then they published some stuff from Obsidian, and they were like, oh yeah, we remember Danica when we did Banner Saga, and she did some like really cool photographs for us because we had asked her, and I originally did them for free, and then they were like, oh cool. And then when I got a second gig from them, I was like, okay, I kind of need payment for this, and they were like, absolutely. And then they
you should ask us the first time.
I was like, I'm really excited to work with a video game company, so I don't want. And then I'm glad it was an investment, and they, we grew a working relationship with each other, and then they referred me to Obsidian, and then some of the members from Versus Evil left on good terms and worked with Gunner, and then I got contacted because I'm very fortunate, but I have met a whole bunch of people who do not have that mindset about we can't work with people who do sexy content. They remember me because they had a really good time working with me, and they know my work ethic. They know that I will work hard, and they know that I'll provide them with what they ask, and I will be fair. And that's what matters over you being like, my butt's out. Because people who have that mentality about other people who do content, if that's all they ever are, then they might not want to work with them. But I try not to give myself a harsh shelf life. Like, I am a cosplayer, yes, but I'm also an internet personality.
Yeah.
But I am also a Twitch streamer.
100%.
I'm also me.
100%.
So they
don't, a lot of things.
Which is kind of great, because now when I get hired, they don't hire me as a cosplayer. They hire me as me.
Yeah.
And that's what I have tried to do my whole entire time being on here, is when I decided to do cosplay, I was like, no matter what, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be true to me, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to be bullied by other people into telling me who I am. And if companies want to work with me for doing sexy content, I don't really want to fucking work with them.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's and so that's what I think is really awesome about what you're doing, is that you're not pigeonholing yourself with one type of content. And at any point, I believe that you could brand to be anything that you wanted to be online, because you've got such a strong following of fans that maybe they came to know you through one type of content, but then they've stayed and continued to engage for other types of content. And I think that's what's really attractive to brands, which is why you've had, just like you described, the opportunity to work for companies that otherwise wouldn't necessarily engage with strictly cosplayers, which is super cool. And I think like really rare, right? Like I said, I don't really see that often. Granted, I'm not an expert, I'm not looking at that space very closely, but I think that's like a really unique position and value proposition that you have in the space. So it's super cool, and I'm super excited that we get to like learn about and like hear the backstory about how this all came to be.
It's
people come for the butter and they stay for the Danica.
Just being a homie. So I heard that you guys drink on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
But yeah,
well,
just finishing this whiskey.
Drink. I got a fruity drink.
That's amazing. What is that? I like the umbrella. I like the umbrella. Yeah.
Andre was like, "Oh, they drink, so here, have a fruity drink." I don't know. He made it for me, but this cup, it's probably gonna be backwards. It says you're my favorite. It says you're my favorite bitch to bitch about bitches with.
Yes, very nice.
Love it. What? So what is the drink? Is it like coconut?
It's like I don't know what the hell he made me. It's like a rum drink. I gotta ask him.
Describe the flavor.
Moscow
is it
Mule maybe?
Oh, Moscow Mule's gin, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
not
usually
it's
gin or
rum.
vodka.
It's a rum thing.
Rum.
Definitely got something in it.
Swizzle.
Hold on. I've got a Here,
Rum swizzles, man. That's a good throwback. I forgot about those things. They're delicious. Gosling's
Yeah,
rum.
when you're selling umbrellas, and we were like, no, this is really good rum. I freaking forget. I'll ask him.
Looks like you're getting tropical up in this bitch. What's the weather like? So it's literally, there are people, my wife and I went out with the dog this afternoon for a walk. There are literally people ice fishing on the lake. It is still so frozen. Yeah. And not just a couple of people, like loads of people, tents for like miles. Yeah, it's freezing up here. It's terrible.
It is not. I am also in Canada, but it's very warm where I am. I'm in Vancouver. It's quite
55.
nice.
It's 55 degrees out here.
That's about as chilly as I think Florida gets, no?
Up where I'm at, it can get we had about like 7 or 8 frost warnings a week in the last couple of weeks, which is pretty bad for here. So we got down to like the 30s, which Canadians are like, eh.
My brain is breaking. I just Googled what 55 is.
Yeah. I don't know the conversion. The conversion breaks at a certain point.
I don't either. I'm bad at math. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are like, that's not bad. I'm like, it's Florida though. Like,
yeah.
Out of mind.
Yeah.
You don't even own a winter jacket.
No, I do.
Some people might not.
I travel.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask about like traveling and so pre-COVID. Okay, I'm really excited to hear this. I know that cons will do signings for like personalities and famous cosplayers and things. Have you activated with any cons and been?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
also, can we, for anyone who's being confused at this term "activated," just give them a definition?
You want me to give the definition?
Either of you. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I would say the term activated literally is like, you're getting paid for your services. They're activating with you to represent their event or company so they can use the content that you produce to market the event or product or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry for interrupting.
I've done ones in Canada a bunch.
Have you gone to what is it, the Fan Expo, I guess, is the big one? Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, we've had a couple of booths with Fanfic Gaming there, and my favorite cosplays are the gender bend cosplays, where they should be like it's a male character, but it's a female playing it, and they don't just try to dress up as the guy. They literally change the cosplay. I love that. I think it's so creative. And then the vice versa as well, if it's a guy doing the girl, right?
I did that for Red Dead.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, I only did it for me. I didn't do it for anyone else. I was like, yeah, and like some diehard Red Dead fans were like, this is so cool, and then other people were like, where's your boobs?
So. Oh god.
But like, you think that could be a skin?
You get boobs all the time. Let me have mine.
What about Red Dead?
So how fun is it activating at the cons? Like, how much do you miss it? Are there specific shows that you find are just way better than others? Like, what are your top 3, would you say?
I don't miss cons.
Really?
I don't. No. Now, the thing is I think that when other cosplayers are saying they miss cons, they should define what they miss and why they miss it. Because that's a whole
This is a very good point.
I was doing conventions twice a month, and I was traveling. Like, I would just keep my bed here. And so it was to the point where I was like, well, I should like live somewhere that's closer. But all of the cons I've done are all over the country and the world, which is crazy.
Right.
So it just doesn't really matter where I live because most of them pay to fly you out. But anyway, I miss events that had a gravitational pull of all my friends in one place. I don't miss conventions. I don't care about conventions. I miss my friends, and I miss events where we get to dress up and be silly. But I do not miss security going into the convention. I don't miss being on my feet all day. I don't miss standing up all day. I don't miss
like shit.
Eating like shit, and then feeling like shit, and then sleeping like shit, and then being.
Do you get asked the same question 100 times? Is there like a couple questions that they're always firing at you?
No, not. I mean, sort of. It depends on the show because there will be some conventions that'll be like really dead, like they didn't market very well, and then you're just kind of just stuck there and you have dead air time. And like I haven't had one of those kind of conventions in a while, but I remember every single one. And it's like I'll have like this one guy that just won't leave and won't get the hint. Okay. He's not even a fan. He's just there just to go, did you make all this? And you're like, yeah, I did. well, did you make that? And you're like, yes, I did. That's the point. And they'll be like, well, okay, well, did you make that? And it's like,
But did you make the paint?
but yeah, cons are fucking exhausting. And there's so many people that I see that are like, I miss cons. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You miss specific things, but there's no way you miss being on your feet for 4 days in a row. And like this, it's just ridiculous. But like, I miss my friends being adjacent for an event specifically revolving around a convention. And I don't miss cons.
Like Pat, I don't think Pat's ever been to, as far as I know, a convention. Have you been to anything like that? Like a Comic-Con or a...
If you
I've
go
been
to one,
nothing. But I've never been to any.
It's a totally wild experience for sure. It's really cool because like I love seeing the parents take their kids and their kids are dressed up and they're just having a great time. I love watching people that are adults have complete childish breakdown reactions when they see somebody cosplaying their favorite like comic book or video game character and just totally nerding out. But yeah, there's definitely that other... Listen, you are a con expert because going to 2 cons a month is too many cons.
A lot.
I do like with
fanfic... How does your immune system handle that?
Well,
how does my what?
Immune system with all the content.
Oh man. Well, I worked at a Catholic school before this, and so I had kids going.
Okay.
So like it's fine. You know, they like roll their tongue in a taco shape. Like,
oh no!
At you, just
they
at
cough
you.
At you, and you're like,
they don't. It's not like it's around you. It's like at.
I don't know what show or movie I was watching, but the opening credits and scene was like this dude, the main character, is on the subway in New York and he's got his hand up and he's like super tired, hasn't had his coffee, and he yawns and some stranger just goes right in his mouth.
Oh my god.
And I've never physically cringed so much in my life. But I just have that
straight into their mouth.
I just have like this picture of little kids doing that. Miss, where's the bathroom?
They do that all the time. They're like, can I tell you a secret?
Okay.
They do though. They do that exactly. Why are they all? They're always sticky. Kids are sticky, and they have
sticky snot. There's a snot everywhere,
which is not dissimilar from con people as well.
Yeah,
they're also sometimes sticky.
People. Yeah, so again, I worked at a school, and I remember just like I worked there for like 2-3 years, and I just remember having a permanent head cold for like the first year. And it's no one tells you that when you work in a school with kids, that you're gonna just have a permanent sinus infection while your immune system goes through a blender. And then I go to cons, and I would get stress head colds, but like nothing else. And I think that the one thing that COVID has definitely changed me for going to conventions is I'm going to wear a KN95 when I'm on the plane. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I noticed I would get my head colds on the plane, specifically because of the recirculated air. But no,
I'd be careful in the airport too itself. Just in and out of around. Yeah, that whole day. Just
during travel, wearing a KN95. Yeah, it just makes the most sense. But yeah, the 2 conventions a month it's rough. If you've been to one convention, you've been to pretty much them all. And if you've been to one convention back to back each month, you've definitely been to them all because they're promoting the same stuff.
Totally.
They're doing the same stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we went to Japan.
Oh, that must have been cool.
Vacation. It was really cool. But then we went to Akihabara, and that's like Nerd Central.
That's like the cosplay central, yeah.
Yeah, when we walked through there, I was like, this is just literally a whole street of a convention. And I actually wasn't as excited because of that reason. I had it killed for me a lot, but I was just like, oh, cool. It's like imported shit you can get from a con, which is not imported right there. And so like, I did think it was awesome. It just wasn't as awesome because I'm always around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. You're it's like, you know, how flying a plane is a little mysterious and sexy to like somebody who's never flown before, but to a pilot or a flight attendant, they're like, nah, this is boring. It's a bus in the air, right? And that's kind of your approach on cons, and I get it. Like we do, I want to say, like we used to do anyways, about 6 a year would be the most, and that wore me out.
That's a lot, yeah.
And I had the benefit of like having a team of people that would be able to staff it with me, and you're there just on the entire time. So I can only imagine how much more exhausting it would be. But at the same time, I've got to imagine that from like a revenue perspective, cons are probably great for. Oh, they aren't really. They don't they don't pay well. They're not.
Head shaking.
They don't want to.
They
don't want to pay well.
Oh yeah, of course they don't want to. Nobody wants to pay you for anything, I'm sure, right?
There's a reason why cosplayers use Patreon and OnlyFans, and why as soon as Patreon started up for a lot of cosplayers, they stopped attending as many conventions because it's no longer a necessity for their income. It's actually a bonus. And the one thing that a lot of conventions, a lot of other cosplayers don't want to talk about is conventions. A lot of con promoters, they want you to fight them on your pay. There's some conventions that had not paid me for a year after I performed like all my duties for them, and they just fucked around because they could. And it's not.
That's brutal.
Now there's a difference between the convention, your appearance fee, and like what you make at your booth. Like that's different. But yeah, it's a fucking headache, and I would rather not deal with it. But I'm not trying to deter conventions from booking me. It's just you have to really know your shit and be on top of it, or have a manager, because they will try to run you over.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are certain best practices, right? Like taking at least a deposit up front, and then the remainder, what do you recommend for people that may be like, getting their first couple of bookings for conventions, or maybe interested in kind of pursuing that? Would you recommend a specific payment, setup?
I would recommend they have an entertainment lawyer draft them up a contract.
Okay. Yeah. So
sure.
That's real shit right there.
Yeah, because I've had some that like don't want to fucking deal with you, or if they do, I've had some conventions that they'll try to micromanage you to doing like 4 panels a day, and it's like, no, 1 panel a day, because I need to be at my table doing meet and greets and all that kind of stuff. Like they'll have conventions that will sign you up for photo ops, which just like takes you away from your community and your table, and they actually make a percentage off of your photo ops. And then they'll just turn around and they'll make you do panels like crazy, and they won't even give a moderator for these panels. So sometimes it'll turn into you having to micromanage your own panel that you don't even know the topic of because you just arrived.
It almost sounds like you're describing, correct me if I'm wrong, like one of the smaller, lesser known cons that you're not describing like a New York Comic-Con. You're describing.
I actually am.
Yeah, I'm so surprised to hear that actually.
But I'm not describing New York Comic-Con. I'm describing a larger con.
A larger one.
I'm not going to say names, but it's definitely not that one. But I don't want to do any of that kind of shady.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then so what about a different, because there's like consumer cons like a Comic-Con where it's like fans go, and then there's like industry cons or trade shows where I would say like E3, where there's not really a lot of people buying merch, and the merch that's there is really from the publishers, the gaming publishers themselves. But there's still a lot of cosplay and a lot of personalities and actors there. But I've got to imagine that would be a much easier experience. Do you have any experience with like an E3 or something similar?
I went to E3. I got a company that paid for me to go, and they didn't pay for me to go like for any specific reason. They just were like, they gave me a press badge and I could go. And also Twitch can hook it up too if you need to. Like your partner manager will be like, hey, we want you to do coverage of this game or any game, or just go because we want representation there. And so I went to E3 and I did a panel on Twitch streaming there. I think I was 2018. I think it was 2018. And companies want you to come over and try out their games. There was no cosplay from my end. They don't really. They do hire people to cosplay there, but like they don't at the same time.
Yeah.
E3 is probably one of my most favorite conventions I've ever been to besides TwitchCons. It was just so nice. It was just like, this sounds weird, but it's crazy going from a convention where there's just like everyone is allowed to go as long as they buy a ticket to it's exclusive. So everybody who's there is a somebody. And so if you're walking around, no one's going to harass you and be like, can I have your photo? Which there's nothing wrong with that. But that's just what you're used to.
Yeah.
So when you walk around the con floor, no one's asking for your picture. And in fact, I played Rage 2 with Jack Black. And Jack Black was there, and I was like, oh shit! Oh hey, it's you!
What's
and
up?
He was like, hey, and I was like, okay. okay. Well, he was just like, you're probably a somebody. And I was like, you're definitely a somebody. And then we just were like, all right. And then we like moved on. But like everybody there is somebody. So they are actually congregating and leaving each other alone on a normal human being level, which is something you don't see. Because usually you just see like actors getting like bombarded with signatures and autographs. But it's just like they're all there doing video game stuff and nobody's bothering each other, which is amazing.
But you're still in that con environment. So it's like,
you're still in there. There's no real crazy lines. And everybody is there, and like they like at TwitchCon, like the one thing that I don't like is they give you badges based off of what you are. Like you'll get a purple badge if you're a Twitch partner, you'll get like a blue badge if you're an affiliate, you'll get like a green badge if you're some moderator in somebody else's channel. And so what that means is that when you're at the convention, it looks like people are looking at each other's dicks.
Yeah, there's like a class system almost. It's like
yeah, there is. And so people will see your lanyard and they'll be like, oh, like I had people blatantly because I had a purple badge. They were like, you have a purple badge, you're somebody, I'm gonna talk to you. Not because they were like, you're Danica Rockwood, like I'm gonna talk to you. So it's just irritating.
Like, are you looking at my purple badge right now?
I turned mine around after a while.
Badge? Keep your eyes on your own badge.
Yeah. What are you like? I had people grab my badge, go, oh, and then film me, and I was like, okay.
That's so messed up, man.
You can't just go up to a woman and grab her badge. That's not an acceptable.
No, you can't. You gotta ask permission. But at E3, there's none of that. Everybody's there. They're somebody, and therefore everybody leaves each other alone, which is really cool. I like that a lot.
I will say E3 is probably the sweatiest convention I've ever been to, and the fact that it's just hot as fuck.
Oh,
yeah, it's sweaty. It's just sweaty as balls. Like when I go, I'm like in a suit usually, and it's like, just we don't get a boot there because we're like there for other reasons, but it's just like sweaty as fuck. It's a great convention though. I'd agree with you there, 100%.
I loved it. The dynamic is so different.
So I'm interested to learn about, like, I've been curious as you've been talking about how your career kind of like started and how it's progressed and how you've like diversified, your content that you're creating. And I'm just kind of drawing on some of the other conversations we've had with content creators about anything from huge ambitious projects to going and doing content creator houses. Do you have any type of 5-10 year like huge big hairy audacious goal or vision for how you see your career? No, you're just like winging it. I love your
I'm doing the way I've been doing, man. I'm
cool.
just like, wow, I'm just happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. No, I'm hanging out.
So okay, nice. let me ask the same question but in a different way, which is, are there content creators that you really look up to and not jealousy like you said earlier, but like think, oh, they're doing some really cool shit?
Oh, absolutely. My really good friend Allison Tabitha, I don't know if you guys know who she is. She does some incredible cosplay work, and she is the most humble and lovely human being. She does she can transform herself into Legolas and then transform herself into Gal Gadot and then just straight up just turn into Captain America if she wants to. Cool. And she nails it every time. And I think she is one of the most humble and amazing people that I've ever gotten to meet. And I'm very lucky to call her my friend. And she's been working with Netflix and a lot of other bigger companies like Disney.
Super cool.
And also she makes all her costumes for like under $20, which is fucking wild, and I really, really love her stuff, and I'm an avid supporter of her for sure. And we're collaborating soon. We're gonna do a Lord of the Rings thing. I'm excited.
Very exciting. Cool. Are you?
Can you drop any hints about that to us?
It's the Hobbit. No one likes the Hobbit, but like
I love the Hobbit. The Hobbit. Listen, the Hobbit's my thing. I didn't like the Lord of the Rings books. I thought they were way too long and drawn out. The Hobbit was where it's at for me.
If anyone on Twitch wants me to just move Rob off the screen
or cancel me, it's okay. I get it. So that's pretty interesting. So there's like other cosplayers out there that are making their own costumes for under $20 and still getting huge success and notoriety. Where are you at on your your costume making from where you started? Are you doing mainly commissions with other prop makers and costume makers? Are you doing some more stuff yourself now, or?
I guess you would say commissions that's a fair statement. I didn't think that when I first started doing cosplay, I would just say I don't do commissions, meaning like I don't make costumes for other people. But instead, I guess you could just recycle that word into saying like what I did with Rainbow Six Siege. Like they commissioned me to doing a costume for them, for their promotion and their marketing. So like I mainly do those.
Okay.
But like right now, I feel like I hit like a little bit of a rut, sort of, in my opinion, and for my inspiration. There hasn't been that many like fantastic badass video game characters that have come out for females. I do not like Overwatch. I don't particularly I'm not particularly interested in Blizzard. And so like anytime anything like that comes out, and everybody always just runs to it to cosplay the female versions of it, and it's like, I don't care. I'm bored. Those are dumb and I don't like them. And then I see Resident Evil 8 or The Village that's coming out, and I saw like the big tall vampire lady and like her daughter. And I know everybody's like obsessed with those, but I was like, oh shit, that's the one. That's the one. And so like I finally felt like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna cosplay this. That was like the first time in a while that I've actually gone to a licensed character and went, yes. So I've actually been doing some weird adaptations on my own. It's been something that has been like keeping me still going and really happy. I did 4 different seasons of Poison Ivy, and they were really, really detailed versions.
4 seasons.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah.
So cool.
That is cool. I like that.
But I did 4 different seasons of her. I did a winter, spring, and a fall and a summer. And what was really fun is the fact that no one could tell me I was wrong. They were only my designs, and it was impressive enough that every design looked different and yet unique at the same time as like cohesive. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And then now I've been doing like some like creepy witch stuff for Halloween, and I'll transfer my whole living room like with Patreon money with set design and stuff.
Nice.
So I've been like getting into like weird concepts, but like I can still do licensed characters, but I'm also doing weird stuff that I want to do that no one can tell me that I'm wrong.
Now, building off that, has there ever been a time with one of your cosplays where you've put it on and you felt like a connection with that character, let's say a really strong one, where you were like, oh my god, I am this person right now?
No.
No.
No, I've put them on and I've been like, oh yeah, I look cool.
Nice.
That's it. But I'm not like I am Ellie from Last of Us.
People do really. Some people do really get into the characters, though. That's a fair point. Yeah.
That's not me, but that is.
Have you ever cosplayed the Horizon Zero Dawn? I don't know what her name is. The main character from there?
I wanted to.
I feel like you could crush that.
I've gotten a lot of people asking me, and I really wanted to. I got Aloy. Goddamn.
Yeah, she's a strong female lead.
She's so cool. I just got intimidated by her bow. I was like, oh shit. That's really, like, but I really want to. Maybe in the future for sure. Because I did a
patron set a goal.
Right. I did a barbarian version of Cubone, and she had like red dreadlocky hair.
Nice.
And so I did that design right around the time that Horizon Zero Dawn had come out, and then everybody haunted me. They were like, when are you going to do Aloy? Because that's the same hair. And I was like, oh, shit.
You got me. Yeah, I think you should do it. I think that would be great. Looking forward to it.
I've been thinking on it. Actually, I was at the gym, and they had a trailer for the new game on the TV, and I was like,
timing coming up.
What about, do you do any anime stuff, or do you stick to mainly gaming?
I fell off the anime bandwagon a while ago because I just feel like it's just rinse, wash, repeat.
Fair.
Like I'm not into My Hero Academia. Like, I don't know. I think hype is dangerous, and it just like when you are not boarding a train that everyone is hyped about, that leaves a lot of high expectations for you where you're like, if this show is this good, then I'll watch it. And it's not that good. It's this good. And so like, that's My Hero Academia for me. Like everyone's obsessed with it. Everyone's obsessed with Demon Slayer. I started watching Demon Slayer. I really like Demon Slayer, but for some reason it didn't keep me gripped up enough to want to finish the full season. So I don't think I really like was obsessed with it like everybody else. I fell off Attack on Titan because I hated the formula of leaving you on a cliffhanger every episode.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either.
And then like not giving you a season for multiple years where you're like, what?
Yeah. I think the comic, the manga is actually fully done, isn't it?
Sick. Okay.
And I think my friend Alex, like he told me the end, And I was like, that's the end? Because he was like, you want me to spoil it for you? And I was like, yes, I'm tired of their bullshit. And then he did. And I was like, I'm not watching this. And so after he told me, I was like, fuck that. And so it's another cliffhanger. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh my God. And so like, I don't
All right,
need
M.
that.
Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just sitting there like, okay, if you don't end on a cliffhanger, one episode in Attack on Titan, I will be attached. And they just never do it.
Yeah.
And so I remember season 3, I left on a cliffhanger in the middle of the season, and I was like, no, you don't have power over me. I'm tired of it.
Just let go.
That's it, pet peeve. It's a total pet peeve of mine when that happens with like books or shows. I hate it. Every episode does not need to be a cliffhanger, right? Like you can just have some straight character development. That's okay. That's totally fine.
It's actually, you need to not end on a cliffhanger. Like I just got done watching The Crown, and on Netflix, really good show. I love it. But like I had that cliffhanger abuse on me. So when I was watching The Crown, they do this thing like 3/4 to the end of an episode. Abuse. That's what it is. It's an over.
I'm just thinking of like a psychologist term in a textbook now. Okay, classic cliffhanger abuse.
That's what you're gonna write that down.
Now,
but like you do this thing 3/4 of the episode, and it'll go to like a fade out in a dark screen, and my brain is like, "That's it." And then I was like, "No, it's not. We're gonna keep elaborating." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'll sit down normal, and it's like, "Oh, you don't end on a cliffhanger. You don't." Okay, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I can watch another one of those. I don't feel stressed now.
Yeah, it's that's the case, but I haven't found a lot of anime that I've been like that. I haven't found any anime made before. I want to say
hey, what about this?
That I've been obsessed with.
Fair.
This is a cartoon. I don't think Adventure Time counts as anime. It's just a cartoon. But it's,
I would say like
Princess
manga
Bubblegum
kind of stuff. Yeah, that's Western.
So
Look,
so they don't end on cliffhangers. They end on like, and why it's not cliffhangers in a lot of episodes is because it would be a cliffhanger, but they'll never continue that storyline.
I like that.
They'll just end. They'll be like, "What? That's how it ends? It's over."
There's basically
I love it. It's great.
There's no adhesive storyline. Yeah, for sure.
There is, and there's like core episodes where like this is main story plot, but all side stories often end in some ridiculous situation, and they just never deal with it. Like it doesn't ever come up again.
It's powerful though. Like I think that mystery,
the freedom that it gives you.
You don't need every character's storyline elaborated for you to the 10th degree where you have no more imagination.
So I'm just switching gears a little bit. You had said that you're not interested in like Blizzard, and I feel like that's painting with a broad stroke. Yeah. I would love to know why. Like I feel that a lot of people are Blizzard diehard fans. I'm not a diehard fan. I do like a lot of their stuff. What is it about it that really turns you off of Blizzard? Like, why are you painting with such a broad stroke there?
That's fair to ask that. I console streamed and I console gamed for like a third of my life.
Okay.
Even more, maybe. I'm bad at fractions, but yeah, I didn't get a gaming PC until maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and they don't have really virtually anything for console gaming. And then when I came on to like when I learned about Blizzard, it's literally like the one thing I'm seeing cosplayed all the time with the LED swords and the ridiculous shoulder pauldrons that like cosplayers are clocking themselves in the eye and getting knocked the fuck out on. And I was just like, every time I see World of Warcraft and how much it has ruined my cousin is so addicted to it. Like I'm talking like he pees in jars and throws it out the window. He can't be bothered to get up and use the bathroom. Like he is that obsessed with World of Warcraft. He won't take the trash out. He yells at his mom. And I'm like, is this game really worth it? And then I look over and I see primary colored armor and like characters with weird underbites and stuff, and everyone's like, yeah, this is the Horde for the Horde, and I'm like, y'all are wild. I don't get it. Stay over there. I don't understand. And so like I've played like one round of World of Warcraft, and I was like, this is overwhelming, and I don't see how an aerial sky drop down view of a game is going to be fun, because when I like to play video games, it's just not for me, but when I try to play video games, I try to treat it as if it's a graphic novel or as a book. And I'm like, okay, here's a character storyline, here's the world, here's everything. And then allegedly Blizzard games have that, but then like League of Legends, like people are like, this is the story of League of Legends. And I'm like, wow, real cool. And then I watch gameplay and I'm like, there's a story here.
Yeah. It's nonsense. Yeah.
And so like that's where I'm coming from. I'm like, I don't understand. And then they have a movie, and then it's like, how did you gather that from an aerial sky view of your character? And it's just like I just it's not for me. It's never.
You could even say that with Overwatch. Like Overwatch has a story, but then when you play the game, you're like, wait, I thought you guys were on the same team. Why are you now? You're just shooting. You shot each other.
It's like,
what are you doing?
Oh well, this character is their sexual orientation. They are bi. They are lesbian. I'm like, okay, how? And then they show the game, and it's just shooting each other with guns, and I'm always like, well, where's the story?
But couldn't
matter.
So
it
doesn't matter.
So okay, so
doing.
So what I'm hearing is it's not necessarily Blizzard, it's that you just more so enjoy the RPG elements of gaming, where it's like you're following a character in a story, single player, not necessarily multi.
Like Dragon Age, for example.
Sort of.
But you also don't like the primary colored, like childlike armor.
I mean, I would say that like Doom has a very loose ass story. Like you're in hell and you get reincarnated into this guy's body, and you're like, but you're just in reality, you're just punching and going very fast.
Yeah, the Doom. Okay, Doom. The game that I just want to make sure we're talking about the same Doom. So Doom Eternal that just came out, the one before that, right? Yeah. That's the one.
The story. It's loose.
But that's the one that you're talking about, where there's like wicked hard rock metal, and you're just a badass punching demons. It's super gory. Honestly, I picked that game up for like $10, and I remember
they gave us what we wanted.
I have not had that much fun playing a video game in so long. Like I loved it. $10. I was actually hooting and hollering as I was like, "Oh my god!" Like you're ripping demons' heads open. Yeah, I am with you on that. Like Doom is legit. I'm a fan.
So like the story is very loose. Like you could skip
but
it.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a fuck? Rip and tear, you know.
You're having fun.
Yeah, I want it to be loose. If they had long cinematics, I'd be like, get this out of here. Get out of here.
I don't care. Optimus Prime. I don't want to hear you talk. Like, skip it.
Yeah, you want guns.
We did this funny thing on stream when we were streaming Doom 2016. We streamed it twice because it was so fun, but we played it like a couple of years apart. We did this thing called Doom Sings, and it was before the DMCA stuff with Twitch. So if I died 2 times in a row, I would put on Twitch Sings, and I would have to simultaneously do karaoke while playing Doom.
Oh my god, I love it!
And
I love it.
It's so hard because you get to keep. We were playing on like Hurt Me Plenty mode or something. We were playing on a hard mode, and like you got to keep your eye on the game, but the song's in the side, and you don't remember the lyrics. So you're like, oh shit, and you're like, I don't know the song, and we were singing Mariah Carey, and it was just a shit show, and it was so fun.
Mariah Carey to Doom, that breaks my brain thinking about it.
That's great content.
It's so hard to do, and I had a blast. But yeah, so like, I don't necessarily need RPG elements because I play adventure shooter games and stuff too, and so it's just like I don't buy the drone shot view of your character with like insane amounts of inventory item management. Like MMOs are just not for me.
Fair.
And I just
Blizzard have like insane button. They have the keyboard to like. They have can't you get a WoW keyboard that's like different?
I have no
idea. Or
like
I don't know. The key bindings are insanity. Like I know you can get like a one that will have the keys. You can put different keys in that are that help you with like the like bajillion buttons you're gonna fucking press.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing bad about Blizzard to me. It's just every time I've seen a design, I've been like, that's just a lot for what?
Like,
it's just not. It's not your style. It's not how you play, and it's not your aesthetic. So yeah, fair. Yeah. That's fair. And Blizzard does have a very like, pigeonholed kind of aesthetic, I would say, right? But
they definitely haven't made anything that's been like. That's new.
Yeah, I will say though, they're not like Nintendo with Zelda, where they'll take an IP or Mario and they'll try out like this is cartoon Zelda, this is paper Zelda, this is
paper Mario,
hyper realistic Zelda. Like they're not doing that for sure. But I will say, Blizzard cinematics are like next to none so good. Like the actual,
they do make fantastic cinematics.
They're like PR stuff, like when they've done like their music videos and like other stuff like that, like their Blackpink collab and all that. That's really cool.
I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to look it up after.
They did like what was it, guys? They did like KDA music video with like the K-pop stars, which it was really cool for League of Legends.
Oh yeah. I've seen some of the it's interesting how K-pop is like coming into mainstream gaming culture too, or is it gaming culture coming into mainstream K-pop? I don't know, but there's a crossover happening.
Yeah.
So Patty, I think we're nearing the time for some trivia.
Okay.
I'm like happy to keep talking forever, but you know, we try to keep these conversations to like a time limit. So I promised at the beginning of the stream, Danica, I would check in with you. You were just okay.
I kind of want to see what the editor puts in.
So take some things.
So are you doing better? Are you just gonna leave it blank?
I'm doing.
And then edit.
Whatever
shot.
they want to put in.
Okay. All right. Cool.
A picture of Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
That would be a decent cosplay if you're into like furry stuff, I guess.
No, people have cosplayed from it, but the new design that they're all mad about, I have that.
Is there a new Space Jam that's coming out?
Yeah, apparently. And they redesigned Lola Bunny, and people are very upset about the way her new design looks because it's less sexualized.
Oh God, do you remember when? Well, I mean, listen, I feel like designing beloved characters can take a left turn pretty quick. Do you remember when they did the first trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog? Did you ever see that? And it was like hideous. It was like looking into.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about there was like a sexual aspect of Sonic the Hedgehog. And you know what? I know that's a real thing, so I didn't even go, oh, that's weird. I was like, yeah, absolutely. But no, yeah, I remember they redesigned him because people were so upset.
Yeah, the internet took a gigantic shit on whoever. Teeth. It was his eyes, his teeth, everything. Yeah, he just looked like a monster.
That one was a different topic of conversation, but this one is more like a more hot topic of like sexualization in women in gaming and not gaming, but in cinema. And they were just like, what is too far and what isn't, and you know, like that's kind of what this topic is with Lola Bunny, as opposed to Sonic, where it was just hilarious.
Yeah, that like hypersexualization. Like, listen, this is a conversation that is like way too serious that I want to get into, but. If you've ever seen the video by Pay Wubby Money, YouTube, I don't know if you're familiar with them. There's a Netflix series that came out. It's about young girls. I'm talking like 7 years old, 8 years old, which is basically just a pedophile film about them dancing. And so I didn't watch the movie, but I watched the video of Pay Wubby Money breaking it down. And he's like, honestly, highly recommend his channel. Extremely funny and engaging content. He calls out people's bullshit. It's great. And I almost couldn't even watch that video because he was taking clips from that shit. And it was... That's
that Netflix show that came out.
It's the Netflix. It's so fucked up that got made, you know? I just like... Yeah. Yeah, and that's just a part of the problem. But it's a much bigger problem, of course.
Absolutely. I've seen some reaction videos for that thing, and they're like, don't watch this.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would ever sign off on what that was, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, and then the director was like, it's shock value, and that's the point. I'm like, yeah, edgelord art isn't always the greatest, though.
Edgelord, yeah. You're not an
edgelord art.
Okay, so Patty, do you want to break down trivia? Are we ready for trivia? Is everybody ready?
I think we're ready.
I'm ready to. Oh wait. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
We've landed on a game that you've played a bunch of that has some recognizable segments of audio that I can grab and quiz you on. I wanted to make Red Dead Redemption work, but I was like, what would I? It's like it's a wonderful. I love the sound. There's birds chirping and like forest noises and like people muttering and stuff like that, and like hookers saying hilarious things. Yeah, but like, how could I? What would I ask you? So we landed on Super Smash Bros. Melee.
It's gonna be hard. I haven't played this game in
it could be crazy hard. I could give you like the soundtracks for the different levels, but I feel like that would be like maybe not the right thing to do.
So here's
instead.
Here's what's up. So we're gonna give you 10 questions.
Okay.
only one person in the history of trivia has gotten all 10 correct.
Oh
True.
shit! I'm
And-
not gonna be the next person.
That's okay. I'm just giving you an idea that it's actually tough. It's pretty tough.
Out of how many?
And
How many?
the only
We've
the
had
only person that has ever failed
is me. Yeah, 100%.
is Rob.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I failed at Zelda. Don't go back and watch it. It's embarrassing for everybody. And including embarrassing for you if you watch it. So on the line is we will if you get 6 out of 10, if you get just better than pass, we will sponsor for you or your audience a neon light giveaway.
Oh, cool.
All right. So
Fuck this up.
yeah. So sorry, Danica's audience, for really fucking her over with these questions, but here we go. Good luck.
Okay, some of them will be tough. Some of them will be easy. We'll
No,
see how
that's-
this
Okay.
goes. If you if you get it right, you're gonna hear this.
That's
Which
great.
is great.
What
If you
am
get it
I gonna
wrong,
call?
today we're gonna go with this one.
No.
That's the Dark
The
Souls
Dark
you
Souls.
have died.
You died. Our friend
Okay.
domestic Dan uses the WoW emote. The WoW.
Oh
emoji
god, I love it.
sometimes.
It's so good.
Alright.
Okay, here we go. We're starting off. I think that this is a friendly choice.
Okay.
It should be okay.
I can't see your streams.
That's good. Oops. Nope, it's not that one. It's not.
Oh.
God damn! There. How do I? If I mute it first, then the next one will be muted. Yes. Okay, we figured it out. Each one of these clips starts with the audience cheering on that character, so it screwed me
Okay.
twice.
Okay.
Got another one here. I have to advance to about 20 seconds in, and then we'll see. We'll see
I'm
what
so
this is.
nervous.
Here we go.
You'll be great.
You got this.
That's
That last one was tricky, actually.
That's I can't tell it because that's definitely Ness, but I can't
Here,
tell
wait.
if that's Kirby as Ness.
Yeah. Let's roll it back.
That's Kirby.
Yes.
Wow.
Alright.
Yeah, well done.
Wow.
Nice job.
Yeah, when he said PK or TK Smash at the end, I was like, oh my god.
I would have
Yeah.
I would have
Why
totally
did I pick Kirby?
You would have picked Kirby? No, because that's what Ness. So I used to. I'm gonna embarrass myself right now. I used to play Super Smash Bros. Melee competitively.
Nice.
But I was like, Ness says, I don't know what the hell he's saying. He's saying PK fire or
Yeah.
whatever.
PK fire. PK
Yeah, and
thunder.
then I was like, that's what Ness says, but it's an octave higher, so it's Kirby.
Yes.
Well
Awesome.
done. Good ear.
Well played.
Yeah.
Super impressed.
Okay.
Thought I was
Really?
giving you I said it was gonna be a softball, and I was like, this is a sudden curveball.
Oh, that's your curveball. All right.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's the curveball. All right. I like this one. I like this character.
That's Mr. Game and Watch.
Yeah.
All right, 2 for 2.
Okay, that was your low ball one.
That was great. The sounds are so funny.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Like when you're not playing the game, when do you ever just listen to the sounds? That's so jokes.
Would you? All right. What are we gonna go with? I'm thinking.
That's
Say
Samus.
again.
That's Samus.
Hell yeah, it's Samus. Was it the gun charging that clicked it in for you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, it was the choop sound. I'm
The
not
little,
And you drop into a ball.
Yeah.
yeah. Nice one. Awesome. Okay.
I feel like you're crushing these. You're on track for perfect, honestly. This is not looking good here, Pat.
All right. We gotta figure something out here then. Okay. How about here we go.
Young Link.
Oh my god.
Not the old Link, young Link.
How do you do it?
Because it's Link, it's just higher up in an octave.
I didn't even know there was a
true.
young Link in Smash.
Yeah, there's young Link.
Sick.
She's
So
just
much
having a
fun.
good run here.
Yep.
Oh man.
You're 4 for 4. All right,
Okay.
safe to say you're gonna crush this 6 out of 10 threshold we have. Get some real weird ones, Pat.
Okay, here we go.
Mewtwo.
Oh my god. I thought
When
that was
you
gonna
saw
get
it-
you.
No. When you KO him into the sky, he does that. I used to make fun of that noise. He's like, "Whoa!" That's
That's right
I
at the
used to
end
laugh
there,
at
though.
it. Yeah, I don't know if you can. Whoa.
How-
I used to laugh at that one all the time.
How fun would it be to be a voice actor there, hey? All right, now we need you to fade away from the microphone and groan as you do it. Whoa!
Nice. Okay, all right. I gotta find something here. What about this? Could be good. We could have a good one here. Let's crank it up because this is number 6, right?
Yeah, this is the giveaway tiebreaker.
Okay, here we go.
Wah! Waha! Yeah! Woo! Ha-ha! Yeah! Yeehaw!
So
That's
this
a-
one's hard because
I
there's
know.
Dr. Mario and then there's regular Mario.
That's right.
But it's Mario. Are you gonna really?
I'm not gonna hit you with the Dr. Mario.
It's Luigi.
No, it was Dr. Mario.
Okay, well, they're both Mario.
I know.
I was like, it's either one or the other. I didn't make a decision.
I know. That was unfair. People may be upset about that one.
It's
I
one
feel like
of
he
the
was
Marios.
eventually gonna do a sound where he's just him, like maybe when he throws his pill or
That's
something
totally
like that.
rigged. I didn't even say which one I was gonna go.
That's
with.
rigged. We just carnival gamed you. Hope you know that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Maybe.
either Mario or Dr. Mario, and you were like, you're wrong.
You didn't even say.
No, I didn't.
Rip
I said,
me.
either this one or this one, and you're
Oh.
like, you're wrong. It's Dr.
All right, this is for me. This is now my sound effect of shame.
I'm giving you that
died.
point. I'm giving you the point.
Okay.
Yeah, you got your 6.
I mean, I would agree. Like
Yeah, you're 6 for
narrated
6.
As far as possible. I was hoping he was gonna do his little like kill throw. But
I
would
was
that
like,
even sound that
Luigi.
different from the flame ball throw? I don't even know.
I don't know. Like Luigi is more nasally than Mario, so I was like, that's not
Yeah,
Luigi.
It's crazy that you even know that. Like I thought that the task was determined between Mario and Luigi there, and you're like, no, it's either Mario or Dr. Mario.
That's why I was like, fuck. I don't know. I can't tell which one is which.
Yeah, you were fucked. That was the plan. Okay, here we go. Got another one here. Let's see how this one goes. I'm not sure yet.
Pichu!
Never
Pichu.
mind.
Fucking name.
Yep, that's a point. That's a point. Pat. Pat, you're you son of a bitch, Pat. Doing this on purpose, aren't you?
I'm trying to make it difficult. I was like, all right, I'll play this. It's gonna sound like Pikachu, but it'll be Pichu.
For the record,
First thing he says is his name.
for the record,
Obviously, he's gonna say his name. He's a Pokemon.
when I failed trivia, Danica, it was harder than this. Okay, I'm just saying. No, you've had a couple. You had honestly the Kirby one, the Dr. Mario one. I mean, those were tough for sure. The Pikachu, and so was the Mew. So was the Mew one. That was tough. So
You've been doing very well.
Yeah.
I'm duly impressed.
yeah.
Okay, we got another one here. See how this one goes.
Hey! Oh! Ura! Ha! Yeah! Hey!
And I'm gonna skip forward in this video, see if it changes things.
Hey!
Is that enough to go on?
That's not Ice Climbers. That's not. I don't. Play it
A
again.
little more. I'll play a different section of it. That's
That's not.
It's so cute.
No.
It's so cute, whatever it is.
if I go to the end,
not-
it's gonna be more
is that-
more attack sounds. I can do that.
That's not Daisy, is it? Because Peach goes ha-cha when she ever does her butt thing, and it's fucking. I hate that noise. But that's
the Peach. Peach is like toxic.
Yeah,
Good
that's
Peach players
not-
are toxic.
yeah, Peach goes ha-cha, and it's fucking irritating. Can you play it one more time?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay. I think that might be Daisy. I'm not sure. I want to say ice climbers, but there's no two different noises. Okay,
Final answer.
Daisy.
I feel like this is my fault again because it
What did
is
you-
Ice Climbers. I know. That's
So
why I was
wasn't
searching
wrong.
around for the other voice.
Ah, man, because I couldn't find the other voice because there's two voices. That's why I was like,
I'm not
I
sure if
don't-
that one counts.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't give me that one. It's fine.
All right, we're gonna take away your perfect score, but
That's fine.
you're still at right now. You're 8 out of 9.
Okay,
That's not
I'll give you
bad.
a more friendly one here. You ready for this? This
Yeah.
palate cleanser? I wanted it. Hold on, maybe it's here.
Yes!
Captain Falcon.
Yes.
Oh, I was hoping he was gonna say Falcon Punch.
I'm trying
Show
to find
your
that
moves.
spot.
Whoa!
Yeah. Show me your moves. Falcon kick.
The D-pad sound for every character. I'll recognize every single
Yes. All right. Nice. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
So
how about
finishing it off, will you be at 9 out of 10 with a questionable 10 out of 10 because of Bad Sites Climbers question, or will you be 8 out of 10? Last question,
We'll see.
Danica. Here we go.
Here we go.
Peach.
Whoa! Ha-cha!
There's Hot Cha. Yeah, there's. Yeah.
Finish
Wait,
it.
did you guess?
No.
Yeah, I said Peach.
Oh. Yes. Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Yeah,
I was like waiting. I'm like, she has to get this.
Yeah, I was like earlier. I was like, she says Hot Cha.
All right, all right.
And then she fucking played it.
I paused it as too-
Peach.
Listen, I think we need to do a bonus 11th question for those that might think that Ice Climbers was a rigged
Fair enough,
question.
fair enough.
Just to give you the opportunity to like scratch that off as a pat error.
Okay.
True. Okay. So I could make it really hard.
Yes,
Do it.
Or pretty easy.
super hard.
Do a hard one. Do a hard one.
Since this is like
Okay.
a do-over, make it super hard.
Do it.
Here we go. You asked for this.
Okay.
さあはっ僕は負けない
That's Marth. Could be Roy, but Roy is more aggressive. Wait, keep going. No. It's either Roy or it's Marth. Roy.
You're waffling. She's waffling.
Roy. It's Roy.
Final answer, Roy. Here's some sword swings.
Go back to playing his vocals again.
Okay,
Ah.
sure.
はっ僕は負けない
No, it's Marth. It's Marth.
We're like I felt confidence each time, but we need you to block in
it's
one or the
smart.
other.
It's Marth.
Oh nope. Cancel that. It is not. It's
Okay.
Roy.
Fine.
All right, fine.
The reason why is because I was a Roy main, and then someone made fun of me, and I switched to Marth, and then I'm fucking confused all the time.
Yeah.
'Cause I know Roy
that was
has
like the hardest one I
played-
could give, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's actually hard. Yeah, but yeah, so I knew it was Roy or Marth. That one's hard.
You had it narrowed down. You
You-
were in the wheelhouse
like-
for sure.
I could have just
Yeah.
stopped and given it to you when you felt confident.
No, you're fine. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that's well, because when he goes, "Rah!" like that's his C up, B up attack move is when he goes.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you know what attack move it is tells us like you know, you were in the wheelhouse. You got it. You basically
You
got
crushed
it.
it.
So
I
I'm
used
gonna
to play
We're gonna
competitive.
overall give you one of these. For
yeah,
sure.
overall, well done. I would say I'm gonna write your score down here, 9 out of 10. Well
There we
done,
go.
Danica. So before we close out, Pixel Scouters, you know, I just want to say thank you very much for coming on, chatting with us, donating some of your time to just shoot the shit and shoot the breeze with us, but also give you an opportunity if there's somebody who's watching or listening who wants to take a look at your profile online, where can they find you and what should they look out for?
They can find me at Danica Rockwood on Google. Pretty much almost everything that pops up is going to be me. And then I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to like usually around midnight Eastern Standard Time. We've been playing Last of Us Part 2. We just started it, and I think we're going to be moving on to Resident Evil 7. I really love that game a lot. And I am just hanging out on stream and having fun. We have a lot of good times in the Discord as well. I'm not doing anything specific right now. I'm just trying to focus on having a good time on the internet. Well,
That
this year.
to me is the best
Wild.
content.
And
Right?
shit posting.
Like, not learning, like doing shit lording it up.
Yeah, just being chill.
It's the best.
Awesome. We'll make sure that all of those are in the show notes and people will have easy access to those links. Danica, again, thank you so much. Pleasure speaking with you. Patty, take us away, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, you've already said it, Rob. Thank you so much, Danica, for joining us. We'll see everybody next week for another episode of Pixel Scouters.